Hey, hello everyone. Good morning. Can you confirm audible or not? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So, where we stopped in the last session? What we discussed in the last session?
Overriding.
We discussed about the overriding, right? Okay. Anyone tried how it is going to work? Overriding. Anyone tried? So, go to Python. Let me open our workspace folder. CMD. Jupyter Notebook. So, can we create one more new notebook? You can create new notebook. I can say you can select, I can say untitled overriding. Okay, let's go. If I write like this, what's my answer? What's my answer? SS is going to print, right? Yes or no? Okay, if I write like this, okay, now it is like valid syntax only or not? If I write like print SS, what's my answer? If I write like print S, what's my answer? Nothing, right? Now see one more example. Print SS. Okay, tell me this particular print SS actual functionality is what? Print SS. Okay, print, it's a predefined function, right? It's a predefined function. Who created this function? Who written this function?
Python.
Already Python people written. For what purpose? Whatever you pass the data as an argument to print, that data is going to print in the terminal or not? Yes or no? That is the printf functionality. Here what I did, if you see the code like this, can anyone tell me what is the type of print? Line number 1, no? If you see the code like this, what is the type of print?
Yes, sir.
Come on, what is the type of print?
Function.
Okay, it is a function. It is a function. Here what I did is def print message and pass. Now I created my own function. I created my own function. Okay, here I didn't write anything. Now if you want to see this, Python people created one function called print only. The functionality is what? Print SS in the console. Yes or no? So my question is very simple. You are the user. You are the user. You used like this. Okay, who defined this function? Who defined? Python people, right? You are using like this means my print method somewhere should define or not. Who defined? You defined, Python people defined. Python people defined. So how they defined? Def print some message. Okay, here they written some code for what? Print msg. Okay, msg in the terminal. Okay, for that they written some code. Okay, for example 10 lines of code they written. Okay, who written this one? This function who defined? Python people defined. Okay, na? Okay, then now I am the user, I used it. So print is like a existing function or not? Already there has a function is there. Now one more person come into the picture. One more person come into the picture. He is not satisfied with this particular, okay, definition. The existing definition, he is not satisfied. If he not satisfied with the existing definition, what we can do? We can override the existing definition or not. Now, can I write, I don't want anything about the print. Now see here, Python people defined the print function and written some code to print this message in the terminal. How many lines of code they written? Simply, how many lines of code they written? 10 lines of code they written. You are the person not satisfied with that particular 10 lines of code functionality. You are the person not satisfied with that 10 lines of code functionality. So if you are not satisfied, what you can do? If you are not satisfied, what you can do? If you are not satisfied, what you can do? Come on. Hmm? If you are not satisfied, what you can do? Okay, the existing functionality, I can override it or not. The existing functionality, I can override it or not. So how we can override the existing functionality? See this, they are written 10 lines of code, just I override with my one line of code, that is like pass. So you can define overriding now. What is overriding? I told yesterday two definitions. First definition is what? Method heading is same. See this, def, print to print, message message. Method heading is same. Definition is different or not? Definition is what here? What is the definition? 10 lines of code to print the message in the terminal. Here, what is the definition? Pass. Okay, no definition, nothing. Now if I come here, if I run this one, see the previous my Python people, whatever they written the functionality, that is overridden or not? Yes or no? So next one, uh, name input of something, enter name for example. If I run this one, what happen? Input to, it is going to ask for the input data or not. So here I'm going to enter like a Sachin. If I enter like a Sachin, what is my name? Okay, my name is like a Sachin or not? So input function who written? Input function who written? Come on, input function who written?
Python.
Python people written or not? What kind of functionality they handled? They receive the input from the end user and return that input or not? Return that input or not? See here, they received the input Sachin and return it. Whenever you return, you can hold with one variable or not. So my name is like a Sachin. If you see like this, what is my input type? What is my input type?
Function.
Function. So that I am not satisfied with this input functionality what my Python people already written. So I'm going to write like this. I'm going to write like this. Okay. Now just I return hello. I overridden your functionality. Okay. Now if I run this one, now the same, okay, code, okay, the same code I written. Now if I run the same stuff, see, it is not ask for the input. Now it returns me what? Something else or not. So what you did here? The previous whatever the Python people written the functionality, that is overridden by you or not? Yes or no? Overridden, one more definition is existing functionality. If you're not satisfied, you can override it. Existing, with the existing functionality, if you're not satisfied, just override it. What's wrong with that? Yes or no? So overriding, supports in Python or not? Overriding supports in Python or not? Again, it's not only for Python, I'm telling. Okay, it is for any programming language. These concepts are common. Tell me. Overriding supports in Python or not? Yes, right. I'm able to override the existing functionality or not? Overriding supports in Python. Overriding supports in Python. Okay, na? Agreed, everyone? Come on. Up to here, okay? Up to here, okay or not? Okay, then. Now, this is like a normal function overriding. Method overriding. Method means in the class. Okay, I want to override. I have okay, yesterday's examples we can see. A class. Inside this one, I have one F1 function is there. F1 function is there. Print F1 from A. Print F1 from A. Done. I have one more class B, which is extends from A. D of F1 self. Okay, print F1 from B. Okay, F1 from B. Now, if I create an object for B class, if I create an object for B class, obj.f1, what is my answer? Obj.f1, what's my answer? Come on, obj.f1, what's my answer? Obj.f1, what's my answer? Anyone?
F1 from B.
F1 from B. That is the right answer. Right answer. Okay, that time what we said, okay, let me run this one. Now let me run this one. Okay, why it is not working? Can anyone guess? Why it is not working? Can anyone guess? Why? Because you override the print functionality or not in this particular notebook. Yes or no? You override the print functionality in this particular notebook or not? Yes, no? Come on.
Yes.
That's the reason my print is not working. Okay, so can I go with the new notebook? Can I go with the new notebook? You can keep those like that only. Let's go with the new notebook. You can select, you can take a overriding to, now you can run this one. Let's create an object. Let's create an object. Yes. obj.f1. obj.f1. Now it is working as expected or not? This is which concept involved here? Which OOPS concept involved by seeing this syntax? Cool. Which concept involved? Over. Okay. It is inheritance. First step is like inheritance or not. At the time of inheritance discussion, I said like what? Whenever you call a function or a method, okay, whenever you call a method, first it is looking for that method in the current class, means B class. If it is not there, then only it is go to which class? Then only it's go to which class? A class. Then A class members are going to execute. That time I told, that time overriding concept we not discussed. Now overriding concept we discussed already. Now in this particular one, why you can get like F1 from B? Which concept is involved? Inheritance only, but internally which concept is involved? Come on. Internally which concept is involved? Overriding concept or not? Okay, overriding concept or not? Okay, overriding concept, how it is going to work? Whatever the parent has by default available to the children. Okay, by default available to the children, that means the F1 also available here. Okay, if you not satisfied, you can change the definition. That is one thing. Now you can analyze like this also. Whenever you, okay, your B is inherited from A, then that time my B class members come to, okay, the A class members come to B or not? Yes or no? Come on. Okay, now what happened? This is my F1 and this is my F1. Then this F1 and this F1, both you written. Then what happened? The previous one override by this one or not? Yes or no? So finally, which method is available? This one, not this one. Which one is available finally? Second one or first one? First one is override by the second one. So that, okay, first one is override by the second one. So that which one is available? Second one or first one? Second one is available or not? Yes or no? Okay. Now, if you want to understand something like this also, okay, I have a parent. My parent has some property. Parent has some property. My parent has 100 crores property is there. I am the children. Okay, inherited from parent. Inherited from parent. Whatever my parent has by default available to me or not? Yes or no? By default available to me or not? Okay, this method is available here. But what happened, I'm not satisfied this 100 crores. I don't want to keep this 100 crores with me. Either you can make this 100 crores is like 1,000 crores, or you can make your 100 crores is like 0. Okay, you can make it like 0. Yes or no? Okay, either you can make like your 100 crores is like 1,000. Either you can make like 0 also. Okay, now you can see whatever the parent has by default available to the children. As a children, if you're not satisfied with the parent definition, you can override it or not. Yes or no? See, how you want to understand, you can understand like this is the inheritance concept, this is the overriding concept. Okay, if you understand this one comes to here, okay, this is a kind of, okay, the method, say this here, if you come here, see, method df property method name is same, signature is different, that is overloading. But in Python, overloading is not there. Method heading definition for 100 crores, definition for 0 crore, it is also what, overriding or not? Yes or no? Okay, how you want, you can understand. Simply thing is like existing one, if you not satisfied, you can override existing with the existing functionality. If you are not satisfied, just you can override it with the existing functionality. If you're not satisfied, just you can override it. Understood, everyone? Whatever the parent has by default available to the children. As a children, if you're not satisfied, just you can override it. That's it. Understood? Okay, now can I write like what? Obj equals to child. Obj equals to child. My obj dot property, what is the answer? Obj dot property, what is the answer? 0 crore or not? For example, if you not override, just you written like this, then what happened? Whatever the parent has by default available to the children, as a children, I didn't override anything, so that my 100 crores are available or not. Okay, na everyone? Come on, everyone is okay?
Yes.
Okay, then this is okay. The previous one, function overriding. This is the method overriding. Constructor overriding also there. Constructor. So let's write. I have a class A. How we can write the constructor? This is my constructor or not? Print A constructor. Done. I have a class B. Okay. Df f1. Okay. Init underscore self print B constructor. At the same time, I have normal methods also there. Okay, print f1 in B. Done. Now obj equals to b, obj equals to b. Now obj equals to b, then which constructor is executed? Which constructor executed? Come on, which constructor executed? B constructor executed. Everyone knows that one. Okay, first it is looking into the same class. If it is not there, then only it is go to the next one. Now you can implement inheritance. Now tell me, what is the answer? I implemented inheritance. Still it is like a B constructor only. Now my question is, if I remove this one, then what happened? If I remove this one, then what happened?
A constructor will be.
If I remove this one, okay, what happened? Okay, why? Why? Okay, multiple ways you can understand. First, it is looking for the constructor in which class? This is an object of which class? B class.
B.
B class constructor there or not there?
Not
there.
Not there. Then the time it is go to the parent. That is inheritance definition. Okay. Next, whatever the parent has by default available to the, come on, by default
children.
available to the
Child.
children. Okay, as a children, if you not satisfied, then only you can override it. Okay, now he overridden or not overridden?
Not overridden.
Not overridden. That means the existing functionality still remains or not? Yes or no? Agreed with me? So that my answer is like what? My
Yeah.
answer is A constructor. Okay, now okay, syntactically valid or invalid? Syntactically valid or invalid? Come on, syntactically valid or invalid?
Valid.
Syntactically 100% valid. If I run this one, what happens?
Error.
Obviously, right? You can get the error or not. What is that error?
It requires some arguments. And
Positional arguments missing or not? Okay, required 2 positional arguments but given only 1. Okay, now you can get the error. What is that? Required 2 positional arguments A and B or not? A and B. Okay, perfect. Now I can supply A comma B, A comma B. Now there is no output. Okay, that means there is no change, nothing. Now you can run it. Yes or no? Now if I remove this one, then what happen?
error will come out.
Again you can get the error. This time what is the error?
Extra one.
You supplied one more, right? Now whatever the parent has by default available to the children. Okay, yes. Okay, so in my children, which constructor is there? Constructor with 1 argument, but now you supplied how many? 2. So take 2 positional argument, but how many provided? 3. Why said 3? Why said 3?
Current
Why
class
said 3?
One constructor, one self.
Why said 3?
including current class object.
Yeah, including current class object, right? The Python is passing one object or not? Okay, one parameter, right? That parameter is what? My current class object self or not? Yes or no? Included the current class object or not? Agreed, everyone? All are okay? Anyone have any questions? Okay, na? Overriding concept is okay. Overloading. Okay, so far we discussed about class, we discussed about object, we discussed about inheritance, we discussed about overloading, we discussed about overriding. 5 concepts we discussed. The next one is like abstraction. The next one is like what? Abstraction. The next one is like encapsulation. These two we already implemented, but you should know what is abstraction. Already you implemented multiple places. What is abstraction? Anyone? Okay, my definition is like this. Can anyone justify? Hide the implementation, but hide the implementation, but providing service. Providing service. Okay, this is my definition. Can anyone give me an example? What is this hide the implementation and providing the service? Hide the implementation and providing the service. Okay, very simple. Okay, one day-to-day life example we can take it. For example, you want to withdraw some amount from okay ATM machine. So the procedure is what? You are the person okay who want to withdraw some amount from ATM. So what you have to do? Come on, what you have to do first? There has some few steps, right? Few validations or not. Okay, first one is like whenever you insert a code, okay, they are going to read your code. They are going to read and check the validations. Okay, that code is like expired or code is like valid or invalid, like that. After that okay, they read the code. Okay, they ask for pin. They are going to validate your code. Okay, once they validated, the next one is what? Okay, ask for amount or not. Once you enter the amount, okay, they are going to give it. Okay, for example, okay, they are going to dispatch. Okay, but directly whatever the amount you entered, that is going to dispatch, and again they are going to do some checks. Come on, again they are going to do some checks. Yes, right. So here, okay, first 2 steps. Okay, you enter amount. My amount is like 10k. You click on the withdraw button. Withdraw button. Whenever you click on the withdraw button, internally there has some functionality handled or not. Which functionality handled? Come on, which functionality handled? All your details are available where? All your account details and how much balance is there available where? In the database or not? Yes or no? Okay, now what kind of functionality has to handle at the time of clicking on the withdraw button? What kind of functionality is supposed to be handled at the time of clicking on the withdraw button? First, okay, you have to check to that particular account how much balance is there, first step or not. In the database, you have to check for that particular account how much balance are there. Okay, now the next check is what? The balance should greater than the entered amount or not? Yes or no? Balance should greater than the entered amount or not? Next check. Okay, now you have to write the condition. If the balance is greater than entered amount, then the time you can dispatch the amount. Otherwise, you can show the message like insufficient funds or not. Yes or no? This functionality you have to handle. If you want to write or if you want to handle some functionality in our software application, okay, what you are going to write? Some functions or not? Yes or no? Okay, function withdraw. Function withdraw in Python def. Done. Can anyone guess this withdraw requires how many arguments? Basic thing. This withdraw requires how many? Okay, which data is required to handle the withdraw functionality? Which okay, withdraw functionality, which data is required? Okay, minimum account number and the amount or not? Basic thing, right? Yes or no? Okay, now here you are going to write like what? Okay, on this account number, okay, how much balance? Okay, balance amount is how much? You can get it. After that, how much balance is there? After that, if the balance is, if balance is greater than the amount, then that time you can dispatch. Otherwise, okay, dispatch. Otherwise, what you have to do? You have to show the message like insufficient funds or not. Insufficient funds or not. Yes or no? Yes or no? This functionality handle inside which method? Inside which method? Inside which function? Withdraw function or not? Now tell me. I am the user. I want to withdraw 10k amount. I entered 10k amount and click on the withdraw button. Okay, I get the amount. Now here the functionality in the background. See, as a end user, do you want what kind of code they written? Tell me what you are expecting as a end user. As a end user, what you are expecting? I am expecting a service called as what? Withdraw amount or not? Yes or no? As a end user, I am expecting what? One service, withdraw amount. That is a service. Okay, now to that particular service, I am not expecting what kind of code they written, where the code is, what they written. That is not a matter for me. They are giving me service or not. The service is like withdraw amount. So here, to provide the service, my bank people written this particular withdraw method or not? Okay, now bank people is going to show the withdraw method implementation to the user. Is my bank people show this particular withdraw hey user, we implemented withdraw method like this? Okay, they showed to the end user? No, right?
No.
No, right? So here the concept you can understand. My bank people hide the implementation and provide the service what my customer is expecting or not. Yes or no? My bank people hide the implementation. What my withdraw functionality implemented, what implementation is there, they hide the implementation and provide the service what my customer is expected or not. That is nothing but abstraction or not. So if you want to implement the abstraction, most of the times the functionality we are going to write inside the functions or methods or not. So you know, right, functions and methods, how you implement. Yes, no? Come on. Agreed or not? You got the answer, right? Hide the implementation, but providing service. Hide the implementation, but providing service. Up to here, okay? What is encapsulation? What is encapsulation? Hide the implementation and providing the services. Okay, what is encapsulation? The next one. Anyone? Okay, again, I'm going to write the definition. You only tell you use it or not. Wrap the variables and methods in a single entity. Now tell me where you can. Definition is like this. Did you use encapsulation concept anywhere or not? We use it, right? Okay, where you use it? Class, right? Class, right? Yes or no? Wrap the variables and methods in a single entity. Okay, we can say like what? Okay, we can say like encapsulation. Wherever you see the class, okay, that is like encapsulation only. That is like encapsulation only. You know, right, how to define a class, what my class contains, variables, methods, all this stuff. You don't, you know or not? Agree with me? Come on. All are okay or not? All are okay? Now there has one more definition also they may ask. Polymorphism. What is polymorphism means? You can simply say like it's a combination of combination of overloading and overriding. You know overloading, you know overriding. Okay, those two come under what? Polymorphism or not. So it's a combination of overloading and overriding. We can say like polymorphism. So these are the concepts you should remember in OOPS. This is not only for Python, this is for any programming language. These are not only for Python, these are for any programming language. These are common. So okay, let's recap. First class, if anybody asks, what is your answer? Simple answer, tell me. Class is a collection of variables and method. You written a class means there is nothing. You have a plan, you have a thought, that's it. Okay, when that thought give me the service, whenever you implement that thought or not, whenever the thought, whatever you think, whatever you have a plan, that is like physically available, physically you implement it, then only we can get some services or not. My class is a collection of variables and methods. If you written a class, there is no use. When you can get the services from the class, whenever that particular object is available or not. So if you want to get the services from the class, you have to create an object. Yes or no? The next one is like what? Inheritance. What is inheritance? What is inheritance? Come on, what is inheritance? Whatever the parent class has by default available to the children, that is a normal one. Okay, one definition you can tell. Get the members or inherit the members from one class to another class. That is possible through inheritance only or not. Inherit the members from one class to another class, share the members from one class to another class, that is come under inheritance only. There has multiple ways. Okay, different types are there. One is like single inheritance, another one is like multi-level inheritance, the next one is like multiple inheritance, the next one is like, is there any other? Multi-level, multiple is not supported in Java, but in Python it's supported. Yes or no? Single means one parent class, one children class. Multi-level means derived class derived from another class, another derived class. One derived class derived from another derived class. That is multi-level. Multiple means one class is derived from more than one superclass. That is multiple. Okay. The next one, overloading. Overloading. What is overloading? Method, okay, or a function. Function name is same. Okay, but signature is different. Function name is same, but signature is different. But in Python, overloading concept is not work out. Why? Because in Python there is no type for the variables. They're not able to differentiate the functions. Okay, that the reason Python it is not support overloading. The next one, overriding. Overriding. Simple. The existing functionality can override. That's it. Whatever the parent has by default available to the children. As a children, if you're not satisfied, okay, then you can override it. As a children, if you're not satisfied, then you can override it. Understood, everyone? One more definition. Method heading is same, but definition is different. Then you can go with overriding. Next, abstraction. Hide the implementation but providing the service, then you can go with the abstraction. We can achieve the abstraction using functions or methods or not. The next one is like encapsulation. Wrap the variables and methods in a single entity. Okay, we can say like encapsulation. Wherever you written the class, that is like an encapsulation commander. What is polymorphism? Come on. It is a combination of these two, you can say overloading and overriding. We can say like a polymorphism. These two under polymorphism only. These all are like OOPS concepts. Okay, it is not only for Python. It is common for any programming language. You learn Java, you learn .NET, you learn PHP, you learn JavaScript, whatever it is. These concepts are common for all. Okay, the definition is like same, but the syntax is like somewhat different, obviously. Okay, na everyone? You're okay? Okay, then the next concept is we are going to discuss from tomorrow onwards. I want to discuss about our data types like string and list and set and tuple and dict. Okay, I want to discuss about these data types and perform. Okay, we are going to use some methods to perform some operations on this particular data. Okay, any questions so far? Anyone have any question? Anyone have any questions? Okay, just prepare up to here from uijavakit.com. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining.